Welcome back. It's Jacqueline here for another installment of my cooking class, giving you a fresh idea on how to have healthy meals on the table in literally minutes. And of course, not breaking the bank. So as soon as you get onto the video, let me know where you're coming in from. And today what I thought I'd do is I would give you an idea of a recipe that actually might be super fun for Valentine's Day. So I hope you're in this with me. I'm actually going to be making something with the Alfredo mix. Hey Linda, I'm not making Alfredo. A lot of you are probably cutting out carbs because of the season. You're doing the Epic Life Challenge, as am I, and you're maybe wanting to release some extra pounds. And we know that carbs have a lot of extra sugars in them. So I'm going to do something different here. So, hey Pam, nice to see you as well. So the first thing we're going to do, I'm just going to set this aside for a minute, is we are going to get some veggies going. And instead of using carbs, I am going to have carbs, but they're going to come in the shape of potatoes. So the recipe that I'm using actually came from the company website, but of course, you know me, I don't follow instructions exactly. I think that's why a lot of people follow me, is because I don't normally do what every recipe says. And it's one of the reasons why I love Epicure so much, is when you're looking at a recipe and you're seeing like a huge pile of ingredients and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I can't make that. I don't have those spices. I want you to get really comfortable with using Epicure instead. You can't go wrong really with spices. So anyway, the first thing that I've done, I don't know if you saw that, but I was peeling my sweet potato. Now the recipe originally asked for 2 sweet potatoes, and you know me, I don't have 2 sweet potatoes or yams. These are actually yams, by the way. I don't have 2. So I've modified it. I do have some regular potatoes. So please just be really conscious of, you do not need to go to the grocery store to buy all these things in order to make the meal. So we'll just, give me a second, let me move that. What we're going to do is we're going to get our ceramic knife, and of course we always make sure that we keep it in this case so that we don't damage the ceramic blade, okay? And we're just going to, and if you're going through thicker ingredients or products like this, the easiest way to go through here without breaking the blade is just, I don't know if you see me wiggling through this, right? That's the easiest way to go through it, so you're not damaging the blade. Well, damage would be breaking it, right? So we don't want to do that. So just sort of do a little twist to move things around. Okay, and we're going to put these in cubes. Easy peasy. You notice underneath me I have the flexible cutting board. And like they said, this recipe originally asked for 2 yams or sweet potatoes. Do not have any. I think the reason that they wanted the sweet potatoes, personally myself, is A, they're healthy for you, but it adds a lot of color. So if you do have sweet potatoes, great. And if you don't, you could even use squash. You know, nice colorful squash would work good on this. So the recipe that I'm doing today, I probably should have mentioned what I'm actually cooking, is going to be an Alfredo chicken with broccoli, or broccolini. Actually, it's going to be both. Okay, so we've got our potatoes here, and I've just stuck them in my rectangular steamer. These come in different sizes. You don't need to have the rectangular one. If you have the large one, you could do that as well. And I'm just going to put this in the microwave, no extra water or anything, and put a lid on it. And for the volume that I'm using, it's only going to take about 5 minutes in my microwave. So let me just shove this over to the microwave. All right, so now let's get the rest started. Now you could totally do this meal in the microwave if you wanted to, but I read the recipe and went, it's called a skillet. Well, let's use the skillet. It made perfect sense to me. So in our amazing skillet, and just so you know, if you don't have this skillet is good for any kind of stove you have. So it could be for your glass top, for a gas, induction, It is absolutely amazing. You can see the beautiful lid that it comes with. And what I've got in here is a little bit of oil. So we're just gonna get this heated up. This is our basting brush. Love this because I never did like basting brushes that were bristle brushes because I've always wondered, do they ever get clean? I don't know. Ugh. So these I love. This can go right into the dishwasher. So this is our silicone basting brush. All right, so we're gonna get some heat on this and we're going to cook up some chicken. So this is a chicken breast that I've cut into cubes. I'm just waiting for the heat to get going. We wanna make sure that we have some decent heat on here. And the reason I wanna put this in the skillet is I love when it caramelizes. So if you don't wanna use chicken breast, feel free to use chicken thighs because that extra flavor is really good as well. So we'll just stick this in. Gonna get my saute spoon. This is part of our collection for kitchen utensils. And I'm gonna be giving you my fun food facts. If you guys are already saying, where are the fun food facts? It's coming. I just wanted to get this started. Okay, so here's the fun food facts. Okay, I was doing a little research because originally I was thinking a really nice Italian dinner would be fettuccine Alfredo. And then I thought, oh, everyone makes fettuccine Alfredo, and let's do something different. But when I was doing some research on fettuccine Alfredo originally, hey Renee and Ashley, nice to see you. What I discovered is that fettuccine Alfredo went back to 1892. The originator, of course, his name was Alfredo, go figure, and it was such a popular dish that he actually got the Order of the Crown of Italy. That's how popular it was. Like it's like a national thing, and no wonder it's so popular here. And if you're wondering what is the most popular pasta ever, it's carbonara. So we're not doing carbonara because I'm on the Epic Life Challenge. I'm trying to release some pounds, and so carbonara is basically pancetta, heavy cream, cheese, and all of that to me is just yum yum, but not so good on my waistline. So we're gonna have something that's so delicious, you're not gonna even miss the fat. I promise you that. So a couple things you may want to add to your chicken is I'm gonna use SPG today, salt, pepper, garlic, SPG, and just maybe sprinkle a little bit of this on. And my secret sauce when it comes to actually doing up chicken, I love using our Nourish broth. This is a chicken flavoring that just enhances the flavor. So I quite often will just sprinkle this in as well. Is it necessary? No, not necessary, but I do like it because I think it just enhances the flavor. So if you've ever come to my house and you like my chicken, yeah, probably use the Nourish broth in it. Okay, so we've got this cooking up. We're just gonna make sure we get it nice and brown. My potatoes, by the way, are done. The reason I cook my potatoes in the microwave is we want to put a meal on the table in literally minutes. So, of course, cooking sweet potatoes can take it on way longer than 5 minutes. We'll just let this cook a bit. Okay, so let's talk about some other fun food facts that I'm doing today. I had mentioned that we're going to be using broccoli because this is a Alfredo chicken with broccoli. And so you'll notice in here I have broccoli, but I didn't have a lot of it. And I had a little bit of leftover broccolini. Can you see the difference here? And when you go to the grocery store and you go look at pricing, there is a substantial amount of money this is going to cost you. And you might be wondering, well, aren't they just like baby broccoli? Actually, they're not. Surprise, surprise. They're actually a hybrid of broccoli. And so broccolini, the reason it's so expensive is in order to get you the same volume, someone manually has to go cut the stalk. And you will need about 15 to 20 stalks being cut, equivalent to 2 or 3 stalks when it comes to having broccoli. So yeah, so now you're wondering, okay, there's why it costs more. Now, here's the other thing. You may ask yourself, is there a difference in flavor? And is it easier to eat and blah, blah, blah. So here's the deal on broccolini versus broccoli. When broccoli is grown on a thick stalk, sometimes the stalk gets woody. So when you buy it, take a look at the stalk and make sure it's not dried out. And if it is, of course, chop it back. That's why, let's think about this, when you buy a head of broccoli versus the crowns of broccoli, they're more expensive because they've already done that work for you. So I personally don't mind having the stalks. I use the stalks quite a bit in my stir fries. So if you're looking to save money, there's your answer. Flavoring wise, they're about the same. Okay, but texture wise, they're quite different. Which one's healthier for you? Are you ready for this? Actually, broccolini is. Again, why it might be a little bit more expensive. Okay, so I've got my chicken more or less done. Okay, and I'm going to continue on. Why is it a little bit better for you? Well, it's got higher phosphorus. Probably because there's more greening at the top, okay? It's higher in manganese, and it's also higher in calcium, and the real winner, vitamin A. Okay, so I'm just gonna put my broccoli in here. And if you want to enhance the flavor of broccoli, if you've ever gone to a restaurant and had broccoli, you may be saying, why is their broccoli so much better than mine? Well, I'm gonna tell you it's probably because they pan fried it. Welcome to your skillet. It doesn't take long for this to cook, so I'm just gonna be here for a little minute here. Really, because I have just flowerettes and broccolini, it won't take long at all. If you want to speed up the process, put a lid on it. Okay, so what else can I tell you? Okay, well, let's go back to the fettuccine Alfredo idea. Remember when I was saying I was thinking about doing Alfredo, fettuccine Alfredo? Well, did you know that, of course, Alfredo's been around since like 1892, but dried pasta actually came from a company in Pennsylvania. So there's Pennsylvania on the map for you. Pennsylvania Dutch noodle company actually was the first one to come up with dry egg noodles. Isn't that cool? I think that's quite neat. All right, so we've got this cooking. What else we're gonna do to make this a balanced meal for your Valentine is we're actually gonna be making a salad. And so the salad dressing that I made, and I always keep salad dressings in my fridge going. The one that I made today is, of course, the balsamic vinaigrette. Super, super easy. The directions are right on the package, and you're not using the whole jar. It's a dry mix, right? So in here, it just says combine 2 tablespoons of the mix with olive oil and some balsamic vinegar. And if you're wondering about the color, I had white balsamic in my cupboard. If you don't have white balsamic, you can just use regular vinegar. Trust me, it's gonna taste good. And if you wanna make it creamy, getting a facial. If you wanna make it creamy, you can either put some Dijon mustard in here or just put a little bit of mayo. Okay, so this is now sweated. My chicken, as you can see, let me grab a piece. You can see it's nice and brown. Can you see that? So what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to transfer this really quickly. Clean bowl, not the bowl that my raw chicken was in. I don't need to make everyone sick. Don't you just love how my stove talks back to me, telling me to put things back in? Okay, all right, so we've got this going again. And what we're going to do now is we're going to make our Alfredo. So we're gonna grab our package. First thing you're gonna do is you're gonna use milk of your choice. And you'll probably notice the browning that's in here just enhances your flavor. So I'm just gonna add a little bit here because I don't wanna have any lumps and bumps. So taking your package, and I'll give you the profile of this product right away. These are our cutting shears, by the way. We're just going to drop this in. And this does have a little bit of a zip to it, okay? So I'm gonna grab our little mini whisk, turn this down, but I just want to smooth this out before I add the rest of my milk. And this is going to set up really, really quickly. Okay, I can add our extra milk. Just stir this up. And we're just gonna let this cook a little bit, and then we're gonna add our chicken and our broccoli back in here. So make sure that when you put this together that you're actually continuing to stir it, because it will thicken quite quickly. And we don't want to overcook it. We certainly don't want to burn it, but we want to get our lumps out. And then we're simply going to put our chicken and our broccoli back in. Super easy recipe, right? Now for Valentine's, I do want to let you know, when you're doing your salad, you might want to do something a little special. One of the things is if you have strawberries, if you cut them in half, can sort of look like hearts. I didn't have any strawberries in my home, but I wanted to have some nice color. And I thought with the sweet potatoes, and I didn't have enough of them, I just took an orange and cut that up, removed the skin on it. The other thing that I did is put red onions in here. So we're just going to plate that very quickly here. So this is thickening up nicely. Our chicken and our broccoli is coming together really good. Just want to make sure nothing's sticking to the bottom. A couple little lumps here I need to get rid of. So guys, while we're waiting, I'm just going to tell you, one of the things you may want to do is you may want to have a cooking class. I'm going to tease you. One of the biggest perks I have as a consultant with Epicure is the fact that I can have as many cooking classes as I want and reap the benefits of being a consultant and a host. So I can make money and get freebies, and you get to get product. If you are interested in hosting a cooking class in the month of February, we have, are you ready for this? Our salted caramel protein powder. And yes, the bag's open. This is absolutely divine, delicious. And I was thinking, what would I put in it? Because literally all you need to do is put that in with water. And it does come, just so you know, with the shaker cup, with the mixer inside there. But if you made that smoothie with some bananas, it would be like a bananas Foster. I'm not kidding. What a way to start your morning. Are you with me? Okay, so we're just going to add our veggies back in and our chicken. And adding this in, it's going to, I'm going to get the heat up a little bit more. We're just going to finish thickening this up. The sauce is going to stick to your chicken and your broccoli, and then we'll just plate it. So if you have any questions, just post them below. I'm watching this thing. Of course, someone wrote in French. I'm sorry. My name's Jacqueline, but I don't speak French. I'm going to have to translate that later. Anyway, so I'm not sure. I think I got a lot of consultants watching. They usually watch me. How many of you have already got your salted caramel protein powder? Mine arrived last night. It walked in the door, and I had that box ripped up in I could have been in a race. Okay, so this is thickening up nicely. Great skillet, right? Can you see how nicely this is going to work out? So just let it cook up. The last thing I want to do is I want to make sure it's super, super cheesy. Don't burn it, but what I would recommend you do is take a little bit of cheese, and you can use any cheese you want. I'm going to give you the profile. Give me a second. I'm just going to sprinkle some cheese over the top, and we're literally going to serve this right from the container. So I'm going to turn this down now. I'm just going to let this steam. You could actually probably take it right off the stove for that matter. And I'm going to get a plate going. So here we go. A little bit of salad. We're going to get our oranges, a little bit of red onion, make sure it's healthy. You may want to put the salad dressing on at the table so it doesn't wilt, but if you're gonna eat it right away, make sure you just drizzle just a little bit of this Italian balsamic dressing. And then, now watch this. Does that not look delish? So there you are, you guys. There is your chicken Alfredo with broccoli or broccolini with a nice salad. I will plate this. You're gonna see how delicious it is and how easy was that to put together. So the Alfredo, this flavoring in here, it does have a little bit of a kick. So here we go, natural cheddar cheese flavor. We have cornstarch to thicken it, garlic, mustard flour, so not gluten, it's mustard flour, and some cayenne pepper. So it has a little bit of a kick, but because they've got cheese and broccolini and chicken, your family's gonna love it. So thanks everyone for watching today's cooking class. Come back again, and hello, maybe this is your Valentine's dinner. That's amore. Take care, everyone. We'll see you back here next Thursday. Bye for now.